Assalamu alaikum, welcome here, this is your host Muawiyah Tucker, and we're about to begin our series Prophetic Chronicles from Adam to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this we'll be discussing and learning about the lives of the messengers of Allah alayhim salam, starting from our father Adam, where we'll talk about how he was created, and we will talk about all the prophets from Adam to Nuh to Musa, Isa, and finally with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hopefully in this series we'll learn about their lives and their struggles, and we'll be able to learn from their struggles so we can implement it in our lives. A very important part of the story of Adam is the story of creation itself. Islam gives us detailed accounts of how Allah created the heavens and the earth and everything within. And from the first things that Allah created is what we know as the Arsh, the throne of Allah. This is the first thing that Allah created and is the highest part of our creation that we have in existence. And right underneath that is what's called al-ma', water. Now the exact realities of the throne or the water is not known to us. We know these names and we know the meanings, and we affirm the names and the meanings, but we don't know the realities of how these are. No one's seen the Arsh, no one's seen the water, as in from mankind. But after the creation of the Arsh or the throne and water, we have the creation of the pen. Now many of us think that the first thing that was created was the pen. But that was the first thing that was created from the rest of creation, after the Arsh and the water. And then after that, Allah instructed the pen to write. What did the pen write? The pen wrote everything that would happen from the beginning all the way to the end of destruction of everything else until we have judgment. Everything that will be written, that will happen, that will occur, will be written down by the pen. These are the first things, the first events that happened thousands of years before the creation of anything else. And that last part is very important to know. Time. What were the time intervals between these events? The time intervals are given us in generic words. Sometimes the words yom or day was used, but these are generic placeholders that don't necessarily mean exactly what we mean today. As some of the ulama of the past have said, between each event were thousands of years. After discussing the Arsh, the throne of Allah, we move on to what's known as the kursi or the footstool. So just to give you an idea of the magnitude of this creation, it's mentioned in an authentic narration that if you were to get all of the heavens, the 7 heavens, and we were to place them one after the other, so the beginning of the one, the end of one begins the next one, and you would have also the earth next to that in a long continuous line. The size of that compared to the kursi will be as though you have a ring thrown into a desert. So the kursi is absolutely huge. Just as we know the heavens itself, the 7 heavens itself is absolutely huge. And that's large compared to even the earth itself. So if you look at these creations, we can see that there's an absolute amazing nature of Allah's creation. It's absolutely huge. But even that, with the kursi, we now have the heavens and the earth. And Allah has described to us the creation of the heavens and the earth. Again, this is something for us to learn about the creation of Allah, knowing full well that Allah could have created these things in an instant. However, due to Allah's wisdom, Allah created it in stages. And Allah mentioned in the Quran that He created the heavens and the earth. He mentioned He created the earth in 2 days. And then He mentioned that He placed into it the mountains, and He placed into it the rivers and so on and so forth. And then He turned His attention towards the heavens, and it was smoke. Now what's interesting about this part of the discussion, or in this part of the ayah, is that He mentioned that the heavens were smoke, and then He told it to come together. Allah told to us in the Quran that He said to the heavens and the earth come together, and it became its final form. So what we can see here is that although the earth itself was created before the heavens, the elements, the material where the heavens was already present. So we can see here that the stages between the heavens and the earth and the kursi and the arsh, these all happen in different stages, and between each and every stage span thousands of years, as Ibn Abbas mentioned in the one narration, and other scholars likewise. So we see here we have a gradual stage of development, and each stage having a wisdom and a mercy for us and a lesson for us as well. After the creation of the heavens and the earth, or you could say during the creation of the heavens and the earth, we have also the beings that are contained within the heavens and the earth. Allah mentions to us some of these beings. From them, the ones we all know about and love are the angels, the malaika. Now the malaika, the angels, are wondrous creation, as Allah mentioned that they're created from nur, they're created from light. And what's wondrous about the creation of the angels, or the angels themselves, is the sheer number of them and the diversity in their form, and the diversity even in their actions and their tasks that have been given. Some angels carry the arsh, they carry the throne. Some angels are just in the mala or the majlis near the throne. Some angels have the task of taking the souls of the believers. Some angels have the task of blowing in the horn that to cause the destruction of everything. Every angel has a different task. Allah has mentioned to us also that some angels deliver the rain, they deliver the rizq, and so on and so forth. They carry out the tasks of qadr. Qadr is another topic with regards to the decree of everything in the heavens and the earth. Angels review what has been written and they carry out different tasks. So angels are numerous, a number of them. There's even something called Baytul Ma'mur, or the place where the angels go to worship. Much like we have the Kaaba where we go and we do the Hajj, Baytul Ma'mur is a place in the heavens where the angels go and they go to do worship. They go to worship Allah and they do it once. So a group of angels, thousands of angels will come. Some of them will be in prostration, some of them will be standing, some will be in bowing. And they'll do worship Allah and then they'll move on. And another group of angels will come and they will do worship. And this has been going on from the beginning up until today and will continue up until the end of time. And no angels will return at any given point. So every single time the angels come, there have been new angels that haven't been there before to worship Allah. This gives you an idea of the sheer number and magnitude of the angels. So the angels are an amazing creature, or the amazing beings that Allah has created. And from them, or you should say there's ikhtilaf on it, but from this discussion we have also now discussion of Iblis. Now Iblis, as Allah mentions, from the jinn. But he used to be in the company of the angels. He was given a task. He was given authority and dominion in the creation. Allah gave him tasks to do. It was even said by some of the scholars that on the earth there were some beings that used to be on the earth. They used to roam and cause lots of corruption and fasad. And Allah sent Iblis to fight them and to destroy them. This is all before the creation of Adam. So we can see here that before even Adam was created, so many things happened. So many events happened, spanning over thousands of years. The creation of everything, and the angels, and the jinn. And these are all things happened way before Allah said to the angels, He's going to create a Khalifa. He's going to create a progeny of mankind on planet Earth. All these things happened way before that point. And we're going to discuss shortly what the angels spoke about. But before we talk about the issue of the angels and what they said, let's explore a bit more deeper. Let's dig a little bit deeper into Iblis and the jinn. Because this story here sets the tone and the difference between Adam and Iblis. So Iblis, as I mentioned before, he was given dominion, he was given authority to the extent whereby he used to be with the company of the angels. He had the power to even do things. He was even given authority over creation, as you mentioned before. And because of that status, because of that authority he was given, Iblis felt he had something. He felt he was something special. And obviously he was special enough to be given that thing, but maybe that what he was given was the beginning of the test for him. So as you mentioned, there were other beings. Some ulama have said there were other beings on earth, and Allah sent him to go and destroy these other beings, and then the jinn were placed on earth, and so on and so forth. The details are hazy because some of these things these are historical events, and sometimes these events may be taken from the children of Israel. But however the case may be, this was the story of the jinn. And the jinn are a creation created from smokeless fire. If you have a look at fire and flame, there's a part above the flame where you can see that heated element above that element. That's the part where the jinn were created from. And that was where Iblis was created from. Again, some scholars have said, or speculated, that maybe Iblis was actually from the Malaika. Just like the Jews and the Christians believe that he is a fallen angel. But the correct opinion, and Allah knows best, as Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَكَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. He was from the jinn. And the jinn are a separate creation from the angels. So the angels are created from light, as we mentioned before, and the jinn are created from smokeless fire. So their creation is very different, and this was them created way before Adam. And then Allah announced to the angels, and Iblis was from amongst them, that he was going to create Adam alayhi salam, as we mentioned before. And the angels had a question. They said, are you going to place in this earth, on earth, a creation that will cause corruption and shed blood? Now, the reason why they asked wasn't out of objection. They weren't objecting to Allah. It was just try to speculate, understand what was the wisdom. They wanted to know the wisdom for Adam's creation, for Allah to inform them of this wisdom. And like I said, the ulama have speculated that one of the reasons why they asked that was because there was a nation, there was a being on earth who was exactly like that. So the question was, why is it happening again? And Allah wanted to inform them that Adam is different. There are properties and qualities about Adam that makes Adam very different. However, they asked and Allah gave them an answer. Allah mentioned to them that Adam will be taught knowledge, he'll be taught the names of everything. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. And Allah said He taught Adam the names of everything. So we see here that Adam had a special quality about him. That quality was knowledge. Adam was given the knowledge of everything, the knowledge of the names of everything. And from that, when the angels recognized this specific feature that made Adam different, they acknowledged the wisdom of Allah and understood there is a greater wisdom behind the creation of Adam. But this is all happening before Adam was even created. Then we had the narrations about how Adam was created. So first thing is that Adam was created from soil, from the dirt, from turab, from planet Earth. And it's mentioned in the narration that he was made from a handful of dirt from earth. But how was this handful achieved? In the narration, it was mentioned, and Allah knows best, qila, it was Allah knows best, that Allah sent angel Jibreel to go and collect soil from the earth, and the earth refused to give Jibreel any of his soil. And then Allah said, then He sent after them was the then after that was sent the angel, another angel, to go to earth to get this dirt, and again the earth refused. And then finally the angel of death was sent to earth to collect this dirt, and the earth also refused. But the angel of death said, Wallahi, I'm not going to return to Allah unless I have this dirt. So rather than collecting the dirt from one place, he collected apart from here and apart from here and apart from here, different parts of the earth. And this is where it was said that the Adam collects the color of Adam, or the color of the children of Adam differs, and the temperament and the character of Adam differs because it's from different parts of the earth. Some of the soil is soft, some of the soil is hard, and so on and so forth. So essentially, part of the original characteristics of the original material of Adam came from the fact that it was from different parts of the earth. Finally, we get to the creation of Adam alayhi salam. So now we have the soil that was taken from earth, and at the creation of Adam went through a few stages. First, it was the collection of the soil. Then it was the mixing of that soil with water, where we get the idea of clay, Adam being made from clay. Then the next stage was the fashioning and the forming of Adam into his final form. But even with that, Adam was still a lifeless being. And the final stage was when the soul, the ruh, was blown into Adam. But before we get to that stage of the soul being blown into Adam, I want to focus on that form of Adam right before that, when he was a lifeless, hollow form. It was mentioned to the angel, or the angels observed, even Iblis himself observed, that Adam was hollow. Iblis used to walk around and circle Adam and look at his form, analyze his form, and even knocked his form. This is very, very specific about the creation of Adam. And because of this, we learned that Adam wasn't born like we were born. He was never a child, he never had a mother and a father. So the idea that Adam came from apes is totally refuted in the Quran and the Sunnah. Adam was formed and fashioned and had a very specific shape. And then after that, the soul was placed and blown into Adam. And even it's described how this happened. First, it went into his head, and then went into his eyes. And it was even mentioned that when the soul reached his eyes, he opened up and he saw the fruits of Jannah. And then as the soul was permeating throughout his body, it moved down into his stomach area. It was mentioned that at that moment, he desired to eat some of the food. And he reached up to try and grab some of the fruit before the soul had even reached his legs. So he couldn't even move his legs yet because he was still lifeless. And it was because of this, Adam was mentioned in the Quran that mankind was created in ajal, we created in haste. Because Adam wants to grab the fruit before he was even ready. But before that, when the soul reached his mouth, Adam sneezed and said, Alhamdulillah. So we can see here that when Adam was created, from the very moment his soul permeated his body, Adam understood language. He knew language. And this was one of the issues and features given to Adam, knowledge. We can see even to this day, the creation of Adam, or the Bani Adam, the children of Adam, we stand out from all other animals due to our knowledge and our capabilities. It's not due to our strength, but due to what's in our minds. And then the creation of Adam was completed, and at this point, Allah ordered the angels to prostrate to Adam. And amongst those who were ordered was Iblis. In our next episode, we will discuss what happened at this point, because this point was a turning point for Iblis and his journey throughout the rest of creation. We will discuss the unique features that distinguish Iblis and Adam, and we will continue our journey of the story of the prophets. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.